Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibs7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this week's update and patch notes, which for the most part, the patch notes are the majority of the update, and basically the entirety of the patch notes are little QOL updates to archaeology, some of which are pretty nice, so I'm going to go over those. I am here on my main account at the moment doing some excavating in the Praetorium War Table. Just recently got level 107 on here, almost 108 as well. I'm thinking about maybe stopping at 110 on this account. I'm not too sure though, just because that's the last mystery available, but I might keep going to like 117 or whatever you need for the all the relics, because I'm pretty sure the highest relic is 118 and I could like boost just to get that. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. I think that that might be the plan going forward, but either way, as far as the main update page went, there was pretty much nothing on there really. They just talked about the people who got 200 mil in the past week or so and congratulated Lamy for getting 120 and 200 mil first. And then they showed some art from their artist, from their art team of stuff from archaeology. It's pretty cool if you want to go take a look, but that was pretty much it for the main page. So not a whole lot to see there, but the patch notes did have some pretty cool little things in there. The first of which actually relates to this area right here that I'm at, and they say that the Praetorium War Table will no longer require a ring of visibility to enter, which I guess is good. It kind of made sense that you would need either the ability to see into Shadow Realm or, the Ring of Visibility itself, just because this place is technically like in the Shadow Realm, I'm pretty sure, because you can get the staff pieces from in here. And like, I just think that's, maybe it's not though, because you like do go through like a Shadow Realm teleport. I don't know. Either way, it's nice that that's changed for people who, didn't want to have to bring their Ring of Visibility and stuff. They've also changed the Imp Sold perk to send the items to your material bank instead of your regular bank, which I think is a nice change because it was a bit annoying having to move the stuff over every time. Not a big deal, but still definitely beneficial to fix that. And yeah, I appreciated it. If you don't know, the Imp Sold perk will sometimes send stuff to your bank while you're doing a gathering skill. And it costs like 30 prayer points per send, but it's definitely a nice little thing to have. Saves you some porters, saves you some time, just a good little perk to throw on if you're not wanting to use Furnace. They've also made it possible to add the Pontifex Signet Ring and the Legatus Pendant to your tool belt. Makes it a little bit easier when navigating the Caradet dig site, not having to remember to bring stuff with you. Kind of seems strange that this wasn't possible already, considering you can add the Jiriges, the Chaos Star, and all that to your tool belt. But yeah, glad to see that they actually did add those in at a later date. Either way, they also have allowed the Resourceful Aura to now work with archaeology, and what that aura does is it basically gives you a 10% chance to prevent a resource from depleting. And according to the wiki, that means that like if the resource itself has a 20% chance to deplete upon each harvest, if that 20% chance triggers, then the 10% chance will kick in. So it is a flat 10% chance. It's not like 10% of the chance to deplete or whatever, as far as I could tell from reading that. So if you have that aura, it might be nice to throw that on while you're doing caches. Other than that, they have also increased the proc rate of the Fortune Ancient Invention perk at level 20 augmented items. And I've definitely noticed an increase in the proc since the update, which was about an hour-ish ago. So yeah, I'm glad they did that. I did think it was a little bit too rare before, to be honest. So it's good to see that they made it a little better, although I didn't see anyone actually complaining about it. It just seemed like, using it, you didn't really get as much of a benefit as it might sound like you would, because it barely ever activated. Let me see what else was in here. One thing that's super nice is you can now view the contents of your material storage straight from your journal. So you can just click this and see all your materials. And I don't even know what materials I have on this account, to be honest. Barely any, it looks like, except for tons of Imperial steel, which is interesting. But Yeah, you can see your materials from here, which is a huge nice change. Of course, the annoying thing before that I would do to kind of get around this was I would just bring one of the items that I am wanting to restore and would just inspect it to see how much material I had in the material storage. But yeah, now you can just use it from your journal. And as you can see, I'm still excavating while this is up. You can now, I think you can use the entire journal and continue excavating. Oh no, you can't. You can't even. You can't. Why would they make it? That's strange. They made it so you can use this right-click option, but you cannot use the regular journal. So that's unfortunate. That was always something that kind of bugged me a little bit, was that you stop excavating when you're reading the journal. But yeah, whatever, I guess. And I do want to head over to the Everlight to show something as well, or I want to see it myself as well. I haven't actually looked at it yet. They've also made it so that tetracomposite pieces will allow you to inspect them to see the materials you need to make them, which I think is definitely something they should have had already, but it's a good thing to see, because you basically have to either go to the bench and manually select it or check your material storage on your own. So glad to see that they made that change. Let me see what else they have. You can now surge and bladed dive within the Warforge forge area, so I'm glad to see that they made that change. I don't understand why they still come out with areas that are, not like where you can't use movement abilities. I don't understand why those areas even exist in the first place, let alone, why they have to continue adding them. I don't know, it just seems really weird to me. But anyways, I am heading over to the bibliothèque debris here at the Everlight. And apparently they moved one of these plots, because before it was a pain in the ass to follow the time spread around. And, it would probably not even be worth it training here before if you could still train at the other place. But, oh yeah, wow, that is way better. So before there was like these two right here, and then there was one right there, which was like terrible, because you'd be, excavating here and then excavating over here, and then you have to go all the way around like this. And I mean, it's not a huge difference, but the time would really add up, obviously, as you are doing more of these and having to run around this whole way every time. So moving it out here, definitely a nice thing. Makes it a little bit less of a pain to train here if you are wanting to do so. So glad to see that change for sure. I skipped that spot on my hardcore just because of that. This guy trying to spoil the freaking mysteries for me, dog. I already know how to get in there. Think I'm some kind of idiot. Anyway, any other things that I wanted to mention? Oh yeah, big thing here, or it's not as big as it sounds, but it is good that they're at least doing something, although I think this isn't enough. Archaeology caches that are out in the world will now have a minimum of 3 caches of each type available, and also archaeology caches within dig sites will have a minimum of 2 caches available at each place. So I can't even think of any caches within dig sites that don't already have 2 available. So that didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. But the ones that are definitely going to be pretty affected by the having a minimum of 3 of each type available will be, I would think, the ones in God War's Dungeon. Because before now, those, I think all of them only had 2 at each. So I think that's a good thing. And I guess probably the Everlight Silverthrow will have to have an additional one at the Barrows spot. But let me check. Yeah, like these don't count as 2 separate things. That's like one location of caches, so there's still, there's just 2 of them. So yeah, it's a good thing, but it doesn't really make a huge difference, to be honest, in the grand scheme of having the caches be still overrun by people and probably not even worth doing or whatever on main accounts for getting your mats. I just want to go check the God Wars one. The God Wars ones in my bank is an absolute disaster scene. Ever since Archaeology came out. Do I really not have a Shard of Zeros? Do I have like Torva piece or something that I got? Cool. We have a Torva helm. We're going to go in and check this out just to see, because I'm pretty sure they all had 2 before now. Anything other than that? You can now deactivate your auto screener for if you want to do that for whatever reason. I mean, you could just leave it in your bank, but yeah, I guess you can now do that. Let's see what we got here. Yep, so there's an additional cobalt blue cache added right there. It was previously only these two. Additional Keramos. But the problem with these caches even is like, it's really way better to do it at the dig site because you get the chance of dirt, which will automatically screen if you have the auto screener into that material that you're excavating. But let's see. Oh, wow. So there's a wait, what? Okay, interesting. They added, wait, there was 2 over here though. Oh, there's now 4 Wings of War caches because I'm pretty sure both of these 2 are new. So they added 2 more of those, and then there's also an additional Stormguard steel right there. This one was pretty busy before, but it probably isn't much anymore. Marks of the Kaizaj, I think there was only 2 as well. There's Malachite Green in this corner over here, so there's probably added an additional one there. Up here is Warforged Bronze, there's 3. So yeah, and then there's some stuff over there. I think that's like whatever, infernal source garbage. But yeah, it's good to see that they at least added a couple caches in. Let me know, guys, in the comments if there are any other material caches that are, you know, really a big effect from this, because I can't think of any others. But seeing that they added 2 additional to the Wings of War, unless I'm misremembering, I want to go check the Slayer Tower place, because this place was the one that was probably the most busy in my experience. I want to see if they added any more Blood of Orcus, or they had to have added at least 1 Ancient Vis because of the minimum of 3 requirement. But I honestly can't think of a single material at a dig site that didn't have at least 2. To be honest with you, I just don't think there was one. Now maybe there were some at dig sites that didn't exist at all, like Third Age Iron, but that doesn't count, I think, because they actually have the materials categorized in this book. Agnostic materials don't relate to any god, which seems to make no sense. How are you going to tell me fossilized bone doesn't come from Bandos? What? It's cool, they actually show you the cache locations when you hover these. So Third Age Iron doesn't actually get a cache at the Caradat place, which is kind of annoying. I wonder how they define these as agnostic materials. That's weird. But let's see. Caradat Chapel, yeah. That place is always overrun as well. Let's go to the top floor here and see what we are looking at. So there's the additional Ancient Vis right there. So there's 1, 2, 3 Ancient Vis and still 1, 2, 3 Blood of Orcus. So yeah, that'll make it a bit better for the Ancient Vis here. But most people do that one at the dig site, I think, Caradat. So yeah, those are all the places I can really think of. Oh wait, there's another one. Damn it. I missed it. Maybe there was another Blood of Orcus over there too, but I wasn't looking closely enough. So there actually are 4 Ancient Vis there, so that's kind of interesting. I'm wondering if this will actually affect the prices or not, because I feel like it won't be a huge difference, considering there was very few of them that are even affected. But either way, just wanted to go check those out, see what was moved and added and stuff. And I think, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, you guys. Don't really have anything else to cover. That was all the patch notes, pretty much all archaeology stuff in there for this week. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. How are you doing on the archaeology grind? And if you missed it, I uploaded a new Hardcore Iron Man episode yesterday, so you can check that out on my channel. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.